Nope, not at all. It was 100% by word of mouth. And um, I had to ask a lot of questions. It was crazy. I just showed up. My very first stock just showed up. I had cash and I just showed up. Somebody told me, this is where you buy them. So I go down there. I had $1,000 because that's what they required back then to auction. I had to sign in by hand. And then once I would buy one, I would just find the right people, and then I'd either go down and check on the job in the morning before work pretty early, or after work, I'd go check on the job.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Michael Gray, is a California-based educator and investor for over 20 years. Michael, thanks for coming on today.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
It's great to have you on here. And when we talk about being an educator and an investor, I was mentioning to you before hopping on the show here that I really like talking with folks like yourself, because I think this is a segment of the real estate space that is not often highlighted, that you can be, a educator and an investor, and you don't have to pick one or the other.
Absolutely. That's correct. That's right.
Now, getting into the real estate space, we were talking before hopping on here about how it was almost happenstance. You were in Alaska, of all places, and that's how you made your entryway or got interested in real estate.
Yep. I came across one guy in an area that I was serving in for my church there, and he was actually a contractor working for a guy, and we were just trying to serve anybody in the community. Didn't really know. I didn't know what the guy was doing. And he went in there and he was drywalling a whole house. And I just started asking him questions. What's this about? Well, there's some guy's investor. I'm going to help him fix it up, and he's going to turn around and sell it and make money. And I'm like, what? And that was it. I went home and started kind of researching it, looking into it. And I went to college, and I had friends that were going to college, and some really, really close friends that started doing it. And they were contractors and going to school at the same time. I couldn't believe the guy was doing the exact same thing. And I started asking him a lot of questions, and then I got married and moved away. And then one day I just showed up at an auction at a courthouse, and that's where it went. It's been wild ever since.
Now, was that auction, was that in California? Was that in Arizona? I know you're California by way of Arizona.
Yeah, that was in Arizona. I thought we would never, ever live in California, and it just happened, circumstance, work-wise, opportunity-wise, we end up in California. So that was in the early 2000s when I went down there and did that. So that was in Arizona. Yeah, that was great.
Arizona, I've had quite a number of guests from on this show from Arizona, and all of them have been wonderful. I've never actually, I shouldn't say never. I went to the Four Corners and Sedona when I was a
Yeah,
young kid.
yeah.
But I haven't gone as an adult. And every guest that I've had from Arizona has been wonderful. I almost feel like Arizona is like I say this lovingly, so I hope I'm not offending anybody. It's like country.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Florida. It's like there's a lot of maybe retired people, and they seem all to be happy. And I've got lots of great stories from people on the show in Arizona.
Yeah, there is a few retirees, but that's all pretty much 6 months out of the year. Most of them come down in October and they hightail it out in April, and they go back north to the cooler country. But
Yeah.
Arizona's a wonderful place, and that's where I'm still mostly active. I do very, very little in California, and I'm like you. I'm a real estate agent in Arizona and California. I did them both, so it's been kind of fun.
Okay, so you became an agent at some point too. Walk me through that, because now I'm seeing the multiple different segments that you're active in.
Yeah, so I don't know what took me so long, but I was mostly an investor, and I had a real estate agent friend and did a lot of stuff. And then it's kind of interesting back when the economy took a real serious downturn in whatever it was, 2006, 2007. Real estate kind of got a little crazy for me there, and it was supplementing my income as a teacher because you're right, Dylan. Teachers, you just don't make it real well on a teacher's salary. And so I decided to go get my real estate license, and wouldn't you know it, I got laid off
Mm.
as an administrator and was going to be put back in the classroom, and I just didn't want to do that. And so here I am getting my real estate license, getting laid off as an administrator. It wasn't because of performance. They got rid of me and two other coach friends of mine. We all got laid off the same day. Walked into a district office, walked out. What are you doing here? Oh, I'm here for the same reason you are, probably that type of thing. It was a really, really difficult time.
Yeah.
And I got my license, and then 2 months later, I got a job in California. So I didn't really put my license in place until I got to California. And then I came to California and realized that California was a little expensive. And I came over as an administrator and making it work. And I said, why not? So I got my California license over here.
Now, when we talk about these segments, right? Investor Arizona, courthouse steps. You know,
Yeah.
you have to buy with cash, right? You can't finance these properties at the courthouse steps, right? Active as a realtor, and then of course you've got the education career. At that point, what's your bandwidth? Are you looking at deals every day? Are you talking with clients? Is this something like when you have time that you're doing? What's the day-to-day like at that point?
Yeah. It was either early in the morning or at night. Now, interestingly enough, auction.com, some of those websites like that weren't really happening in the early 2000s, right? So where I was living at the time in a little place called Yuma, Arizona, down on the Mexican border, has talk about snowbirds or winter visitors. That place is hopping for winter visitors. But it was in the newspaper, and I didn't understand it, how it all worked, until I was getting subscription to this newspaper, and they actually had the houses that were going to be possibly going up for auction. There wasn't a website. There wasn't websites to go check it out. So every day I would check the newspaper, and then it would had an auction date, but I had to call a phone number. It gave me a house number, and sometimes they would be postponed a month or 2 months, or completely canceled. And so I'd have to keep looking again. And then sometimes, my realtor friend would come across one, and he'd call me, say, here's a deal for you. So sometimes it would be transactional,
Yeah.
but I did a lot of auction deals. But you know what? Didn't have a ton of cash at the time. And so I was flipping as quick as I could, turn around and
So
get the cash and going again. Yeah.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
how'd you learn to manage these flips? Did you grow up swinging a hammer? What was that
No,
like for you?
nope, not at all. It was 100% by word of mouth. And um, I had to ask a lot of questions. It was crazy. I just showed up. My very first stock just showed up. I had cash and I just showed up. Somebody told me, this is where you buy them. So I go down there. I had $1,000 because that's what they required back then to auction. I had to sign in by hand. And then once I would buy one, I would just find the right people, and then I'd either go down and check on the job in the morning before work pretty early, or after work, I'd go check on the job. But I'm telling you, Dylan, you have to surround yourself with the right people,
Yeah.
or it could be really, really bad, and people could take advantage of you. And most of my deals were so close. I can remember one time that I had a deal that was going to auction the next day. I had a young daughter at the time that just, I mean, she was a baby and she just wouldn't sleep. And I hadn't looked at this house, and I stuck her in the van and said, come on, we're going to go for a ride. And it was like a 25-minute, 30-minute ride to get her to sleep. And so I drive out and I'm four-wheeling in our minivan to find this house out in the backwoods. I found it and I bought it the next day at the auction. So you just got to learn to navigate, make things work for you. But
Yeah. Yeah.
you have got to have the right people. And I would clean up, do some other things, but a hammer, no. Paint, no. Laying down tile,
Gotta have
no.
the right people around you.
Yeah, got
That's
to
the
have the
name
right
of the
people to do
game.
it.
You
That's
know,
right.
the ways that I've been able to be most successful in the real estate space have not been through really, brute force effort, although that has helped a lot, but it has been through a number of strategic relationships, really. Some of them that I stumbled upon and others that were very intentional, but those have been what have really helped me the most. I do want to get a little bit granular here and ask about Arizona real estate. And for folks who are out of state investors looking at places like Arizona or they're in Arizona themselves, what are the markets? You mentioned Yuma. What are the markets in Arizona that you've been active at and that you look at today?
I've been in the Yuma market. I've also done a little bit in the Phoenix area market. But the craziest story, I'm pretty much like, I got a phone call this week for Tucson, and I don't know, the spread on it's pretty good. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of homework in that. But the craziest story I ever did is I went to this old mining town where my dad was raised I mean, it's probably 2,500 people. And I actually went in and bought a 10-plex that he lived in it way back in the 1940s. It was the craziest thing. And where did I find it, Dylan? In like a wampum saver, like a paper catalog where you sold cars or household items. And this just happened to be there. I don't even remember how I came across. All I know is it was in paper, and I called the guy and I went down and I bought it. And that was probably one of the dumbest things I ever did, was sell that thing, because it's taken off price wise,
Um,
and the real, the rentals were just fantastic. But I mean, all it was a shell. That's all it was. And then I walked in and the house was so old that I could see on the bottom of the concrete where the walls went. I mean, there was no wood, there was nothing. It was just a shell with a beautiful metal house on it. I went and completely redid it. Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Now, the multifamily space, going from single to multi, I think there's more interested in this now than maybe times in the past, because right now for flippers going in and competing with some of the builders, I'm licensed in Texas, right? And you've got builders that are putting up homes for $230,000. It's hard to flip when you've got brand new homes that are at lower rates, that are brand new, right?
Absolutely.
That have the
That's right.
brand behind them, corporate national brand and you're a mom and pop flipper, it's tough to compete with that. So people are
Yes.
pivoting into ground up construction if they can. It's a totally different ball game, putting up homes and foundation versus.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Flipping, and then they're also looking at multifamily as well. And people will go into two categories. It'll be the folks who are thinking like, well, if I'm doing one, I might as well do 5 or 10 or 20 or 50, right? The economy of scale. But then it's also people who maybe have gotten burned in the single family space, either fix and flip or managing some type of rental, and they're saying, okay, maybe I'm out of this, so I'm looking at multifamily now. When you're looking at these multifamily deals today, is there any specific lens or exit strategy that you're looking at? Would you be looking at a flip in multifamily? I know you mentioned holding on to that deal and wishing maybe that you had.
I won't flip another multifamily deal. I will hold on to it because it's going to supplement my retirement income way better than I think a single family residence. And now that's just for me. You talked about ground up construction. In the last 2 years, I'm on ground up construction 4 and 5 down in Arizona. I've already built 3 of them. I've got one on the market right now. And then I'm going to be starting my other 2 here this month. And then I have an opportunity to build a 12-plex on a lot that I bought down there. So
Wow.
if you're asking me, um, I want to find the right deal, but for the last 2 or 3 years, it's been ground up construction for me. I haven't done a lot of quick flips. And you're right. I am not like the big real estate companies, syndications, obviously, syndications, companies, whatever, that are now offering lower rates to get people in their homes. I just went in and found a neighborhood and I bought 5 lots in that neighborhood. And now I'm just building and moving them and exiting them. And however, though, if there's a good flip, I'm going to do it because I just love it. I just really,
Yeah.
really love it.
When we talk about the new construction space, ground up construction, there's a learning curve that goes along with it, and
Oh
it
my
spans
gosh.
everything from zoning and permitting to finding the right people to then now you're having like you have this on a flip too, but on a new construction even more, you'll have like materials and equipment stolen, right? And
Yeah.
then there's all this spinning plates in the air that you have to manage. Plus now you're managing like increased holding costs potentially depending on how your financing, your lending is sourced. What was the learning curve like for you in the ground up construction space?
Well, the best thing for me is, again, going back to finding the right people. I had a contractor who was actually my real estate friend down there in Arizona. And he went and got his contractor's license and he actually built the homes for me. So that's been a good thing. A really, really good thing. It's really made us work because he had his own stuff that he was doing and I was doing my own stuff. But I also found private investors who, I don't know, you may be familiar with negative amortization, that he would fund my deals. I basically would buy the lots cash. I'd buy them cash. And then he would fund my construction costs to it, but he wouldn't want his money till the deal closed after I found a buyer. So that was a real benefit to me because I didn't have to worry about a monthly payment. So if I were to go out and get a regular private investor through a company, that would be a little bit different. So, because they would expect something every month, a payment every month. So it was really, it's been a big learning experience. But you're right, dealing with permits, with again going back to the right people, the costs of it. My suppliers would always say, "Hey, prices are a little bit up." Like I just talked to one last week. Goes, "Hey, prices are going down a little bit, so it's going to be good for you." So, again, even the suppliers, down to the suppliers, you just have to find the right people. And especially in ground up construction, you need to get two or three bids because there's a lot of people in the business that are looking for work, and
Yeah.
some of them will work with you and you'll get a better price, but you have to be careful about that too, because they call it pricing out a bid, or pricing it out, or lowering your prices so much just to get the job. And sometimes cheaper isn't better. So you
Yeah,
have to
no.
be kind of careful about that too.
Everyone I've spoken with that has been doing this for some time has stories with contractors, and that's a huge part of the business, right? It's not just the
Yeah.
deal itself; it's the operator and their team. And I've seen that create distress in the single family space. Right now, I'm seeing it create distress in multifamily, especially when you're talking about rates that might have doubled over the last 5 years, material costs that have increased, rents in places like Austin, Texas, right, that have stabilized or maybe even gone down. And you're dealing with kind of all of these different factors that could contribute to a distressed operator, and that kind of makes for an interesting time in a lot of these spaces. We are actually coming up on time here, though, Michael. Any new projects that you're working on, or any new homes that you've got on the market, or where can folks go maybe to reach out to you as well?
Well, I don't have a website. I want to talk about mom and pop, Dylan. There's no website for me. But you can call me on my cell, 951-370-0578. Call me, text me, or even my emails, Michael Gray Real Estate at gmail.com. You're welcome to reach out to me. I'd be happy if you have any questions or give you my own opinion and thoughts on things. I'd love to build up my network. Again, mom and pop, very small, don't have a big network, so be happy to help any way that I can.
Michael, thanks for your time today. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing on your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. You can also check out the show's notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and even how to work with me directly one-on-one. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. See you on the next show.